Welcome to another episode of First Down. I'm here with Dyllon. Now, I'm Robert. Let's get started. I'm going to review the Ravens-Jets games. 5 defensive touchdowns, picks, fumbles, and that was just a very poorly played game by Mark Sanchez and Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's 2 straight weeks that the Jets have not got their act together.
It's funny that Rex Ryan, started that tough mentality in Baltimore with the defense, and he didn't really take it over with them to Jets, or not necessarily that, but I guess he thought it went away from the Ravens. But as long as they have those core guys of Terrell Suggs and Ray Lewis, I think they're going to always be that mean, and they really should in that game.
Yeah, Ray Lewis definitely brings an intensity to the game that you don't see anywhere else.
Okay, the game that really stuck out in my mind was the Cowboys and the Lions. The Lions were down by 24 points in the third quarter, and the only thing I have to say about this game is Tony Romo. People are going to look at the line and look at the bad snaps. The defense didn't show up. He threw 3 picks, and 2 of them were pick sixes. It seems like every week he's going, "Oh, this is my fault." People need to realize that he's not an elite quarterback, and they need to start John Kitna, in my opinion.
I don't think this falls all on Romo, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in the second down. But I think the Cowboys had that game won, and they just got overconfident, or for whatever reason, they just believed that lead.
I think maybe he should sit down for a week. John Kitna should maybe start if Tony Romo continues to throw interceptions.
Well, there's this preconceived notion in the NFL. You see it with the Steelers, you see it with the Cowboys, that America's team, they're still up from their winning years. They're not as good. They just have reputation, and they expect so much out of Tony Romo. And he's not the clutch quarterback. He's not the Troy Aikman. He's good stats-wise, but he can't lead a team.
And for second down, we're going to buy and sell. I'm going to go first. I'm buying Cincinnati quarterback Andy Dalton. The kid showed what he's made of, coming from a small school. Handled that game very well, and helped win it out in the end.
Yeah, you knew he was going to be thrusted in the starting spot with Carson Palmer and his issues, but I didn't think he was going to thrive. Him and AJ Green look like a great combination, so that's a good pick.
Yeah, he looks solid.
All right, and I'm going to sell Jason Garrett. Like I was talking to first down, it's not completely Romo's fault. It's the coach's fault, just like the Texans did against the Saints. When you're up by that much, there is absolutely no reason why you should be throwing the ball that much. You should be pounding it on the inside, working that clock down, and that's not what they did. He called pass plays pretty much every time. Tony Romo got picked off twice, got 3 times actually, and 2 of them were pick sixes, which let the Lions take over the game.
Okay, I'm gonna buy Antonio Smith, defensive end for the Houston Texans. He's a beast. A lot of people are going to look at Mario Williams, Connor Barwin, even J.J. Watt because they're rushing and they're tweeners or whatever coming off the outside. But Antonio Smith plays with strength, and his bull rushing technique is really underrated. If you go back and watch the Steelers game, you'll see offensive linemen getting pushed around like little kids. And for my sell, I'm going to sell Leslie Frazier. I don't know how he got a job as a head coach, but he does not know how to manage a game. He's like Gary Kubiak Jr., and he needs to hand the ball off to Adrian Peterson. Plain and simple.
Alright, my buy this week is Arian Foster. I think he's gonna go back to his old ways like last year. And for sale, I'm selling the St. Louis Rams. They were 4-0 preseason, undefeated. They're 0-4 this week. The next 3 games they got Green Bay, Dallas, and New Orleans. They're going to be 0-7. I think they need to start thinking about next year.
Yeah, I really like that pick with Arian Foster. I mean, it's not often that you make Troy Polamalu show up in your highlight reel for missed tackles. So he really looked like he was back and in full form.
I like that pick for Foster because he's coming back off of a hamstring issue, and he had 30 carries.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive for a running back coming out with that type of injury.
Especially with Ben Tate being out with the groin injury, it's going to be good or interesting to see how he rebounds and does next week.
And for third down, we are going to preview games coming up this week. Oh, what do you have?
I got the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. Coming into the season, everyone would have thought Eagles would be 3-1, Buffalo would be 1-3, but it's the other way around. The Buffalo's off to a good start. The Eagles are not. The Eagles have to win this crucial game. I think it's a do or die this week. If they win, they're off to a good track. If they lose, then they sink down.
Yeah, I really like that defense against the Eagles offense. They're all over the place. You know, it's kind of a no-name. They got like Sean Merriman and Jarris Bird, but other than that, everything's up in the air. So I really like that defense. It's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, it's up to that dream team to get that win. They need it bad, and if they don't, they're probably out of the playoff.
Yeah.
And Dylan, what do you have for this week?
Okay, this week, it's not a real sexy pick, but I really think a good game to watch would be the Vikings and the Cardinals. I think both quarterbacks have something they need to prove. You know, as soon as the Cardinals got Kevin Cobb, teamed up with Larry Fitzgerald, it's like, oh, this is what we needed. And they're sitting at 1-3. And he's looked okay, but he's looked shaky. I think he really needs to prove that he's that solid pick and he's worth that trade and all that money they threw at him. And also, I think Donovan McNabb, if he wants to keep his job, he has to win this game.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals need to win because that AFC East, I think, again, if you're 8-8, you win that division.
It's wide open.
I think the Niners are 3-1 too. So.
Yeah. So they really need to get a win.
All right, and I want to preview the Jets-Patriots, a big sexy pick in the AFC East. And the Jets are coming off that tough loss to the Ravens where they just completely got dominated. The Patriots aren't the Patriots we all thought they were going to be. They've been struggling, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I think the Jets come off with a win because if they don't, they're out of the playoff picture too, with the Bills being the surprise team this year.
See, I kind of disagree with that. Like, I know they don't have that very solid of a defense, but you got to look at the end of the day, it's a Bill Belichick coach defense. They're going to turn it around at some point. I think the Jets get a reality check this year, 9-7 at the most.
I think the Patriots are still there to take off with what last year's playoff loss. I think they win.
And for fourth down, we're going to make picks throughout the season. Let's just recap where we're at. Al is in third place. He's 5-7 on the year. Dylan is at 7-5, and I am at 9-3. Al, what are your picks?
Picks, I got Patriots over the Jets, I got the Chiefs over the Colts, Titans over the Steelers, and wildcard Texans beat the Raiders.
I got the Titans over the Steelers, I got the Patriots over the Jets, the Colts over the Chiefs, and for my wild card, I got the 49ers over the Buccaneers.
Okay. And I have the Steelers over the Titans. I'm going with the Colts. They're going to get the first one of the year. I have the Jets beating the Patriots. And for my wild card, I think the Saints just put these Panthers to rest for the rest of the season and beat them. That's it for this week's show. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.